Welcome or welcome back. I'm the Ink Archivist, here with day 3 of the Inkvent 2022 calendar, and this ink is called Solar Storm. It's the first Chameleon ink of this calendar, which had me extremely excited because I was very curious to see what it was going to be like. So if you don't know, Chameleon is exclusive to Diamine, and it was introduced in this calendar. And it has a bit of a different property than normal shimmer inks, hence the distinction. I decided to put it in my Sailor Pro Gear Slim Wisteria, which I unboxed on another video. I hadn't really had a ton of opportunity to use this pen, so even though it didn't really match, I didn't care. I wanted to be able to use my pen a little bit more. This is an extra fine nib, so I was curious to see how the glitter particles from this ink would work with such a fine Japanese extra fine nib. So with the pen filled, I'll move on to the notes I took with it so you can see how readable it is on a full page. This is a notebook therapy notebook, and as you can see, this is an extremely dark purple ink, almost black. So this is about as readable as it gets, so shouldn't be a problem. And moving on to the swabs, we have, as always, Tomoe River, HP 32, Apica, and Rhodia. So Diamine describes the Chameleon inks as having a brighter shimmer than their normal shimmer inks, and the glitter particles are supposed to kind of change depending on the light and kind of shift between one color and another. So for this ink in particular, the base color of the ink is a purple with a slight blue hue to it, and the Chameleon glitter shifts to green. But to be honest, I didn't see a lot of shifting with the glitter particles. It more just seemed like a purple ink that had some green glitter in it, which I didn't mind at all. I really like this ink. And from what I've gathered from Diamine's materials and what people have been saying, the glitter in the Chameleon inks is finer than in the shimmer inks, so it actually seems to work better in extra fine nibs like the ones that I'm using, so I was really impressed by its performance. It has all the great kind of standard characteristics of Diamine, and it didn't clog up my pens or cause any problems. And in fact, the glitter was still getting through and was visible even on the really fine writing. So I was really impressed with the Chameleon inks. So here I'm moving on to the writing sample, and I have my Hokuto with a 2.0 stub nib on it for the title. Afterwards, I'm bringing out that extra fine Sailor Pro Gear Slim Wisteria to do the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And as you can see, it's wet enough that I'm not stuttering or having any issues with that at all, even with that glitter in there. So for my comparisons, I wanted to bring out Noodler's North African Violets and Diamine Damson, which I thought would be closer than it was. Now, the Noodler's North African Violets has a lot more vibrancy to it. It's a lot more, well, violet than the Solar Storm, which again is very, very dark, almost black. And lastly, we have that Diamine Damson, and I thought this might be a situation like Bliss and Steel Blue where they kind of seemed like variants of each other, but after playing with them, I don't think that's the case at all. Solar Storm kind of lays down blue and dries to a purple finish, and Damson really doesn't do that. It seems like there are enough subtle differences in the color that it doesn't seem like this is Damson with glitter in it. So now we're going to move on to the finished swabs and my final personal thoughts about this ink. And again, I am just very impressed with this. I'm looking forward to seeing what the other Chameleon inks in the Inkvent calendar are going to be, because it seems like if they have such good properties, I'm definitely going to find some that I absolutely love. And I think that Solar Storm is definitely in the running, but I don't know what else is in here, so we'll have to see. So what do you think? Have you tried the Chameleons? Are you dying to do so now? Let me know, and thank you for joining me. Bye!